Hey guys, welcome to Draw With Sandee at the Little Artistic Nook. Today we'll be drawing this cute little beetle. To start off our beetle, we're going to begin by drawing out the face. Starting with the eye, draw a nice oval shape. And then we're going to be drawing the eye as if we're looking at it from the top down. So we'll draw a big curve near the top, and this time I'm going to draw a heart underneath it but upside down, so that pointed part of the heart is touching that curve. Then go ahead and you can shade around these two spaces to fill in the rest of the eye. Now let's make the second eye over on the left, doing the same thing, once again starting with the oval, drawing a nice big curve about halfway down, and then that upside down heart just beneath. And then we'll shade in the remaining part of the eye, and that will be pretty much it for our eyes today. Okay, so the way our beetle is positioned, the bottom of his face is actually going to be at the top of our page. So come just to the inside of the eye, and you're going to draw a curve almost like a upside down U from one eye to the other. Then just in between those two big highlights in the eye, we'll make a little smile, so like a little upside down or like a little frown from this point of view. Then come to the top of the eyes here, and just to the inside we're going to draw a straighter line just coming horizontally across the page to close off the top of his head. And I'm not super down with my insect terminology, so we're going to do this little neck area. So coming off the top of the head, create two slight curves on each side, and then we'll close them off with a parallel line to that top of his head. For the antenna, I'm going to come just above the eyes, so right on that face, and I'm going to curve the lines out past this little neck area, and I'm going to top the ends with just some little circles. Now, still working our way down the page, I'm going to come towards the outside edges of this neck area and just place two little markers angled towards the bottom corners. We're going to create the wings that we're looking at from the top. So start to curve your line downwards, and eventually you're going to start to curve it back in towards the center of your beetle's body. So you can imagine the center here. I just put a little marker, and then we'll come around to the other side, and we're going to try to make a mirror image line. So you're just curving in the opposite direction, working your way down, and then eventually bringing it towards the center line of your beetle's body. So from the bottom of both of these little wings, you can start to curve a little line upwards, and we're going to just draw one line from where they meet all the way up towards that neck area, just dividing the two wings so that when our beetle takes flight, that would be where they would separate. Then of course our beetle still has body beneath the wings, so you can just close them off with a little curved line underneath. And now we can go ahead and add in some cute little legs. So coming up towards the top part of the body near the neck, we're going to start on the right, just drawing a slightly angled line upwards, and then a second one just beneath that. That's the leg, and for the foot I'm just going to create a little circle or a little hook shape to close those two straight lines. Do the same thing on the left. This time our foot's just going to be facing in the opposite direction so that it kind of looks like they're both facing the head. Then we're going to come down about halfway. So from the halfway point, this time I'm going to angle the leg towards the bottom of my page. So creating those two straight lines, and then the foot is still going to be facing sort of upwards. So the little hook part of our rounded foot will face up. Do the same thing on the other side, just basically creating mirror images with these legs and feet. For the last two sets of legs, I'm going to come near the bottom, and I'm going to start by angling up towards the top corner and then down towards the bottom of my page. Do the same thing underneath, so it kind of looks like you're drawing a number 7. Coming all the way down, and then we'll do that little rounded foot. And doing the same thing on the other side, so this time we're making our backward 7. And then we'll just add in our little rounded foot. As always, I love to add a little bit of extra detail in the background, so for this drawing I decided to have our beetle on the side of a flower. So we're going to start off by drawing a big petal all the way around our beetle. So we're going to start by just drawing a nice curved line here on the left, and just make it big enough so that your beetle looks small or smaller than the petal itself, and bring it all the way down and underneath. Coming up to the top, I'm going to have the lip folding over a bit, so I'm going to make the top a little bit flatter, and then I'm going to curve all the way down the other side and close it off on the bottom. Now coming back up to the top, I'm going to just create that little illusion of the petal folding over by just drawing in a slightly waved line that just moves across the top. Okay, so to create the side petal, I'm going to start at about the halfway point here, and I'm going to draw a curved line towards the right side of the page. You can round the top here or leave it pointy like me, and then I'm just going to make a nice big curve that brings it all the way back down towards the bottom of our first petal. In between these petals, I'm going to draw one of our back petals by just creating a little sort of an inverted V shape. I'm going to do the same sort of folded over bit just like I did on the first petal by just creating a wavy line along one of those edges. And maybe, I think I'm going to just add a little fold here on this bottom leaf. So just coming once again to draw that wavy line just inwards, and I'm going to come right to the very end. So it almost looks like it's just folding in like a little boat. Then let's make our petals over here on the left, doing the same thing. So I wouldn't worry too much that all the petals are exactly the same. It's a flower. Everything that's organic, you know, there's just always little things that make everything slightly different and not perfectly symmetrical. You can feel free to add in any little folds anywhere you like. And then don't forget to add in that last little back petal there. And I'm just going to leave this one flat, I think. So now we'll add in the stem. So coming to the bottom of my flower, I'm just going to draw some little basic leaves right underneath. So starting with a little curved line, I'm going to create a point at the end and then just sweep it back up to underneath that main petal. I'll do a little fold here by drawing a little curved line above, and then just a second one out towards the right. So again, don't really stress too much about where they are, what size they are, if they're perfectly symmetrical. And then from right underneath these, I'm just going to draw a stem, and you can go all the way down to the bottom of your page if you like, or you can leave it open. That's totally up to you. And that, guys, is our cute little beetle. So thank you so much for drawing with me today. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And until next time for another Draw with Sandee at the Little Artistic Nook, keep making art and keep smiling.